Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Alex. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm with my co-host Seth,
Hello.
and this is episode number 11. So
I'm pretty sure, like, of all our intros, you can hardly tell the difference because every time I'm just like, hello.
Yeah.
you do the intro, I say hello. That's pretty much it. But
I kind of stumbled with the intro just now. I don't know how. I don't know why.
Who cares? This is the best content on YouTube, regardless.
Absolutely. But I didn't even say it in my head before I did it. I just went right into it, you know?
You just got to start with the what is up, YouTube?
But yeah, got a pretty good amount of stuff to talk about, which is interesting.
Right. We haven't had anything to talk about for months because of just it being the off season, and now things are starting to get going. And
there's been a couple big things, but then it'll feel like takes forever for something to pop up. But
yeah, some of these things that could be big things. It's just kind of but that's what we do. We talk about these things.
Right.
Give our takes.
Absolutely. So today, well, not today. Yesterday, no. The 4th was Derrick Rose's birthday, so happy birthday, Derrick Rose. Got to do the birthday shout-outs.
Happy birthday.
And it's also my birthday today. I'm 20. So,
I wanted to do this just for Alice because I know he loves it. Happy birthday.
Makes me want to die every time I hear it, man. Not even joking. Makes me sweat.
I can see the sweat dripping down his forehead.
10 days until opening night. It's currently the 6th, and the opening night is the 16th.
Yeah.
I am very excited. This offseason went by pretty fast, honestly.
It did. It went by pretty fast. I mean, in the moment, I think we wouldn't have said that, just because of how long we were waiting for news stories and things to talk about.
There was a
now that we're kind of here, maybe it does feel a little bit like it was short, but I mean, it is generally short. They only have about 3 months to relax.
But sometimes it just feels like forever. But I feel like there was a lot of stuff that happened, and plus doing the podcast helped time go by. So,
right.
So the first thing we got here is Kyrie commits to Boston long term. He was at the fan night thing for the season ticket holders for the Celtics fans, and Brian Scalabrine was hosting it. I guess he was the host. There was Hayward and Horford and Kyrie all sitting in the chairs up there on the court, and he's like, you said you mentioned you wanted your jersey hanging up here.
Yeah.
And then Kyrie just gets up in front of the crowd and is like, yeah, by the way, I'm going to re-sign here. And then everybody freaked out.
That's so sick.
That's a cool way to do that.
Hey, by the way, I'm doing this, really important, not just for him, but for, the franchise, the NBA in general, just because he's such a powerful figure and player.
Right. And it's interesting because he's been hinting at that the whole time, so this wasn't really a huge surprise, but now he confirmed it.
Right.
And then he actually threw in the phrase, "If you guys will have me." And I was looking online and stuff, and on Twitter and on YouTube, and everybody was trying to pick the "if you'll have me" phrase apart. The media is just trying to create this narrative of, oh, that's just telling the organization, if you pay me, I'll stay. And I'm like, dude,
chill out.
That's making something out of nothing, in my opinion.
We talk about stuff that's at least somewhat has some base, some truth in it. That's just that. Those are the people who really just trying to dig a hole to make a story. They're just trying way too hard.
It's that's just a common phrase, "if you'll have me." That's just a funny way of saying if it's all right with you.
Right?
It doesn't mean anything.
It's just more of a thing to get the crowd going. It's if you'll have me, yeah, we love you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all that is.
It's nothing. Everybody's trying to say oh, I'll only resign if you pay me, or if you guys promise to take care of me. But it's obviously they're going to take care of you. They're going to pay you. They have to. But that's just something that, like I said, they're just making something out of nothing with that. And apparently he spoke to Anthony Davis. Well, reportedly spoke to Anthony Davis about teaming up in Boston, which is strange. I don't think Boston needs to make any trades whatsoever. I think they're fine with what they got. Because, eventually they're going to have to pay Tatum and Brown.
Right.
And
that's the thing. They're done with their trading, and just because they've done such a good job, now they have the task of keeping these players.
Yeah. Which they all love each other, so it seems.
Right. And the chemistry seems great.
Yeah.
And, everything seems great.
Right. It's just, I don't get how it's going to be an issue. Like, well, I guess you got Gordon and Kyrie are going to be on under max contracts because that's what Hayward signed for last summer. But the problem is you're gonna like Tatum is probably going to deserve a max when his rookie deal is up. Same with Brown probably, but I think that they would all take somewhat of a pay cut, just like the Golden State Warriors are doing in order to play
be a super team.
Yeah, because honestly,
people hate that phrase. But
yeah, I would take like if I'm an organization, I'd rather go into the luxury tax than not win a championship. Like especially if I'm the Boston Celtics. I mean, if they give those guys maxes, they're going to have to go deep into the luxury tax. But I think they'd be willing to do that if it meant rings.
Right. So. Yeah.
It's
no, because you see players like that all the time who would rather chase the money than a ring, which, I mean, is fine if you want to do that, but, you know, it kind of is disappointing to a lot of people who want to see someone get a championship.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of feels disingenuous to some of the fans of, you know, whoever you're getting traded or whoever you're playing for. If it's obvious you're just doing it for the money, then, I don't know, it's just a weird place to be at.
Yep. If I was a star player, I'd want to win a ring for sure.
Right.
I'd still want money, obviously, but like,
it's like, do you really need another like 0.5 mil? Like, why do you need that NBA, the extra NBA money? You already have NBA money.
Right.
It doesn't make much sense.
I don't need $160 million. Yeah, it'd be nice, and I wouldn't turn it down, obviously. But like,
if you already have like 40 million, you're doing all right.
Exactly.
It doesn't make much sense to me because personally, I've never had $40 million.
Yeah.
But it just seems ridiculous to hold out and make these ludicrous decisions just for
the money.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't mean just like, oh, these people are money grubbing. They don't care about the game. But it does kind of create a divide.
Yeah. And I don't think players ask for it necessarily, but it's rather the organizations offer it to them, and they're not going to be like, "Oh no, I don't want that much."
Right?
You know what I mean? So,
yeah, it's like, "Oh no, I'm okay."
But I'm good at the 20 million instead of taking the 200 million or whatnot. No, I mean it's just I'd rather win if I could win multiple rings and make like 20 million less dollars to play with other people as good as me. I would do it because I mean that's $20 million you might not have, but you're already richer than.
Right, you're richer than most people on the planet.
Yeah.
That's what boggles my mind about it. It's just you've got NBA money.
Right. But I'm happy that he committed to them because I really liked watching him there, and I really like the team that they have.
He flourished there. You know, again, Brad Stevens is just such a mastermind with his coaching ability, and I've watched him kind of progress over the years. You know. I've seen, you know, when it was just IT and some of the other pieces, you know, that they still have, that they held on to, and he was still doing a great job with them. You know, they were a threat. They really were.
They always give the best teams some trouble during the regular season. They don't usually meet up with them in the postseason because most of them are West. But
and for a young coach to hold up the legacy of a brand like the Celtics, that's impressive.
And Danny Ainge just has a crystal ball where he just knows exactly who to draft, who to hire for what positions, and just everything just somehow works out. You know, they still have the Kings pick for the 2019 draft.
Yeah.
But they don't need that pick at all.
They don't. They so don't.
Like they have almost too many assets.
We have too much money. Too many good players.
Too many good things. But like, I feel like they're going to end up trading it for Anthony Davis.
Really?
Because Al Horford's going to be a free agent.
True. People don't realize how big of a piece Al Horford is.
Yeah, Al Horford. Like I said, I don't think they need to do anything, but there's a point where like, do you really need the Kings pick this year?
Right. You definitely don't. You don't need to
give it away for free.
Right. Just you already have a great bench.
Yeah, you've already got
you have a great
everything.
Starting. Yeah, it's like why would you do that unless there's uncertainty throughout the season that we see, or someone's being stagnant or falls behind.
Yeah,
it doesn't make much sense.
They're gonna be. I think they're the second best team, and I think they're definitely gonna challenge the Warriors if not beat them.
Right.
You know, I've said that before, but like, I just give that pick away to somebody who needs it because that's just. What are you going to trade it for? You don't need to make any trades. You know?
That was funny. I saw that thing you sent to the King of the Fourth Quarter about the Boston winning the like in a 7-game series, and like he said afterwards, he's like, these aren't exactly hot takes, guys.
Yeah. That was funny. He's like, your hot takes aren't very hot. He said that to everybody. That's funny. But it's also nice to see a star player commit to a franchise, just like Paul George did. Mm. He didn't jump ship when he got traded to OKC. Right. Kyrie's now jumping ship, so it seems. I don't have any doubts now. Like, people are also still doubting that he's going to re-sign. It's like, after he verbally committed...
What, Paul George?
No. Kyrie. They're saying, like...
They think he's a snake just because he kind of went under the radar with the trade earlier, but it was a trade, right?
Yes. And they say that because he told some kid in Cleveland years ago that he wasn't going to leave like LeBron left.
Oh, my God.
Things change, especially when you...
Cleveland fans are just whining. That's all that
It was a little kid. And
they're just
like,
butthurt about Kyrie leaving.
I guess.
I can't imagine what it's like without LeBron either.
Yeah. So people are just... Like, if a player verbally commits, especially to all the fans, the season ticket holders in front of in the TD Garden, and even confirms it to the media and everything afterwards, it's not like he's not going to go through with it.
Right. And if he doesn't, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, that would be the biggest... Oh, man, you know how much...
Dude.
Biggest liar of all time. Biggest swindle.
Biggest, I can't think of a word for it.
Yeah. Finesse. Not even a finesse. It's just a weird choice to tell everybody that you're going to re-sign and then not do it. It's a strange
but that's
thing
the
to
thing.
do.
A lot of weird things happen in the NBA. I think that's why people are holding out on the idea of Kyrie maybe not re-signing.
Yeah, but
again, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
If he says it to all the media shows that he's been on, multiple interviews, he said it lately, and then he commits to the fans and everything, there's no way he's not going to go through with his word, especially playing. Why would you want to leave that situation?
Right.
So, yeah, that's definitely interesting. Okay, so the next thing is the Kobe Bryant, Matt Barnes, no flinch thing.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the most legendary moments that doesn't include a play from Kobe Bryant.
That's just pure, just...
shows who he is as a person.
How it just shows, quote, the Black Mamba,
the Mamba mentality type thing, And when it first like resurfaced a couple days ago, somebody on NBA TV just tweeted, it was like, don't watch the Kobe Matt Barnes flinch thing and from the overhead angle if you want it to be ruined. So like, don't ruin it for yourself by watching it. Basically, yeah, that was bad. And God, I'm 20 years old, voice crack. So anyway, they were like, so Wob, Rob Perez, Worldwide Wob, do you follow him or have you seen me retweet his stuff before?
I think, yeah.
Anyway, so he posted the overhead screenshot of it, and you can see Kobe Bryant standing to the left of Matt Barnes. And when I first saw the screenshot, I was mad. Like, I wasn't mad at it. I was like, wow. Like, I feel like I've been lied to.
Been duped. Bamboozled.
Yes, exactly. The Stephen A. Smith meme.
We have been led astray.
Run amok, or whatever he said.
It's like a copy pasta at this point.
Yeah. And so when I saw the video, you can see Kobe was swaying, right?
Right.
And in that screenshot, it looked like he wasn't in front of him. But then when you watch the video, the ball was right in his face still.
Oh yeah, it was still just like on the tip of his nose, but he didn't flinch.
Exactly. So any normal person, even if they weren't directly in front of it, would flinch. And then Kobe Bryant not moving at all. Or even
he was just swaying. He was moving by himself.
He didn't even blink.
Yeah,
that's just
like,
wild.
What's up? And then, of course, everyone knows in the locker room afterwards, it's like, you didn't flinch. Why would I?
Yeah, I saw that. He's like, why would I? That's crazy. The disrespect towards Matt Barnes in that moment. This guy's a clown. But I was mad because I thought the moment was ruined.
Right, yeah. But I'm just trying to think of that moment. If I did that to him and he just didn't flinch,
I'd be embarrassed.
I'd be pissing myself. Did you see how he was mean mugging him?
Yeah.
It's just, oof.
Because they were like pushing and whatnot before that happened.
Right.
Like on the court during the game, and then Matt Barnes was just trying to be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and get him to I'm gonna get him a reaction out," and then just no reaction whatsoever. Just
tried to play it off. It's like, all right, just inbound it.
That's crazy, man. In today's league, that would be a tech.
Really? You think so?
Yeah, for sure. It depends who the ref is.
True.
But I mean, like, I don't think anybody would do that today, because it'd be like, oh, you're trying to copy Matt Barnes. But that's one of the most legendary moments that didn't involve an actual play. Yeah. And when I finally saw the overhead angle, the actual video of it, not the screenshot, I was like, okay, it's not ruined anymore. Everybody was acting like it was all ruined.
Right, because they see something on Twitter, they see one picture, and they're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, they don't care to look into it.
Yeah. But it definitely, I never really saw that angle before. I only saw it from the side.
Right.
So it was just a shock to everybody, I guess. But I don't know. I don't understand why it took like 10 years to uncover this video.
Well, it didn't take 10 years. It's just someone tried to create a controversy that wasn't there.
Yeah.
So there's like, oh, look at that. He didn't.
It's just funny how things resurface, and it's like,
right.
Oh, now we're going to talk about it?
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, it's still one of my favorite Kobe moments. Okay, so Kawhi Leonard says he was unfazed by people making fun of his laugh. He says it comes with the territory of being an elite player.
And I was like, ooh, talk your shit, Kawhi.
Yeah, right?
Talk your shit.
Talk your shit.
I was like, if that was anybody else, I might have flamed him.
For saying
Kawhi's so quiet all the time.
Yeah.
Just for him to come out and be like, yeah, people watch me like that just because I'm that good. That's a baller-ass move.
That is a boss move.
That is such a boss move.
There's a segment on Jalen and Jacoby. They got a show on ESPN, and they have a segment called Soft Move or Boss Move, and that's definitely a boss move.
Most definitely.
That is badass. Can you imagine just be like, oh, I'm just that guy, man. That's why I get criticized.
And to not even like think about it.
No,
twice.
He didn't even hesitate. He just said it.
Yeah, I'm just that elite of a player.
I feel like Steven Adams would say. I feel like Steven Adams would say something like that just to be funny. But,
Steven Adams,
I'm just that good, mate.
No, yeah, he'd be like just tongue in cheek about it. He'd be an asshole. I love Steven Adams.
Yep.
Because he looks so mean and just. He's the opposite of what you'd think his personality is like.
He looks so. Yeah, he looks real tough. And actually, he was voted as the toughest NBA player.
I saw that.
And he was just like, "Do I get a bonus? Like, do I win?
Do I win?"
He's just so great. He's probably one of my favorite NBA personalities.
Right. Underrated center. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. He's got probably the best offensive rebounding motor of all centers in the league right now, and his role is to get the rebound and put that shit back up, back in the bucket.
Also, he catches them lobs. He really does.
Yeah. I think he just kind of goes because he plays with Russell Westbrook and Paul George. He kind of goes under the radar a lot, but people talk about him, as far as being a good center. But he's not. He can't like shoot or anything like that.
Right. That's the difference. Between him and like someone like Al Horford or.
Like Embiid or somebody,
right?
Yeah, they're not.
He's a good classic.
Yeah, he does. Center. He does his job.
Right.
He doesn't need to shoot because he plays with Paul George and Westbrook. I mean,
right. It'd be different if they needed more shooting.
Yeah.
Which they kind of did a couple of years ago, but I think they're doing much better now.
Yeah, especially getting Paul George.
Right.
I think
they tried with Carmelo, but
yeah. Speaking of Carmelo, he actually looks pretty good on the Rockets.
He was balling, and I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah. Chris Paul was saying, like, it's a no-brainer to pick him up. All the disrespect he gets is for no reason. I mean, he's still Carmelo Anthony, which I'm hoping to see. It's just, we do this thing where we judge players, like, I'm talking about all the media, everybody. We judge players after their rookie season or after one bad season or whatever, and then we turn out to be wrong or anything like that. I mean, I've been critical of Carmelo Anthony as far as like the efficiency, but I blame that on it not being a good fit. I didn't blame it on him being bad.
Yeah, and that's what I could see. I didn't think it was just like, oh, he's washed now.
It's just a bad fit.
It's bad fit. People did make the argument. It's like, oh, he's getting kind of washed because he's getting old. Mm-hmm. Regardless of what team he's on, he's getting old, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the same player he once was, but I mean, he can still shoot it.
Yeah, and he's got probably the prettiest release in the NBA, even if it doesn't hit all the time. It's so quick, so fast, and it's just so efficient.
Yeah.
When it's on, it's on.
Yeah, and him playing with Chris Paul and James Harden and being able to get a lot of wide open catch and shoot looks, his efficiency should go up.
Right.
And he should have decent stats. So
that's the difference. He's playing within a system that will really benefit him.
Exactly. So let's talk about Kevin Durant.
All right.
And his shadiness.
Seedy
So,
bitch.
so
he just weirds me out, man.
He's really not comfortable with his decision to join Golden State. That's my conclusion.
Right. If you really didn't care, you wouldn't argue with 14-year-olds on Twitter about it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
You absolute loser.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a star NBA player, you don't have time to check your DMs and comment.
Could you
on
imagine
Instagram,
that? He just like 4
kids.
hours like in the gym just practicing and he sees some shit on his burner. He's like, "No, I'm gonna go on my main account." And he starts typing away like he's dripping sweat on his phone. Like, some bitches.
Let me show you the real Kevin Durant. Yeah. The whole burner thing was just. That would have been funny to talk about in the moment.
Right,
but,
if we were there for that.
But if we had started this by then. But, I mean, so what he's been saying is he said he's not going to tell anybody what he's thinking even in free agency. He's just going to focus on this year and then worry about it. But he's not giving any hints that he's going to stay in Golden State, and he's not giving any hints that he's going to go elsewhere, which creates this weird divide between the Warriors fans and him.
Right.
What is he going to do?
Again, it's part of this, like, we were talking about, loyalty and the difference between money and, being someone who wants to win.
Yeah.
He wants to win.
Right.
But, like,
I think he's bored of winning. Like, he loves Steph and he loves Clay and he loves Draymond. Like, they got a great, chemistry there and a great team, obviously. It's just, I think it's getting to the point where he's like, this is a little too easy. Maybe I should go somewhere else and try to win there. I just think he's gotten a little bit bored.
Yeah, and that's why he's been uncomfortable with ever since he moved.
Yeah. So to me, this is shady. Like him not being, like him saying, I'm not going to tell anybody what I'm thinking. To me, that implies that he's going to leave.
Right.
Doesn't it? That's what it sounds like to me. It just creates a weird dynamic.
Yeah, it creates this narrative that, people have every right to create because it seems like something's there. We try not to expand on anything that doesn't seem, too true to what we know and what we think is reality in basketball. But, because of KD's past and what he's done in the past and the behavior we've seen from him recently is just this very 12-year-old standoffish behavior that he's been exhibiting.
Very odd behavior for a 30-year-old man.
He's just a big question mark. We don't know what's happening with him. It's just weird.
And like, if I were comfortable in my situation, I'm not going to respond to a bunch of people on Twitter. I might do it every now and again just to prove a point or whatnot, but he's always arguing with somebody on social media. It seems like the stories come up frequently. Kevin Durant argues with so-and-so on social media with this and that. And then,
it's like, don't talk about my game.
That just seems like you're uncomfortable with the choices you made.
You're not comfortable in your own skin. Yeah. You're not comfortable with who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about you.
Yeah. I don't think it's as bad as it once was, though. I mean, considering he ditched the burners and he's been saying stuff like, whatever, I know what team we got here. I know people are afraid of us or whatnot. But like we keep saying, it's odd behavior for a
cool. You're still a 12-year-old.
Definitely interesting. Apparently, the Knicks have a good shot at landing him, according to a report. I think it was Chris Haynes that said that, who's a respected reporter and insider in the NBA, and he actually covered the Warriors for a while. But he was saying that in the same way that LeBron was attracted to LA, Kevin Durant is attracted to New York.
He bought that house in LA, and Cavs fans were like, "No, he wouldn't leave us." No,
I mean, he's had homes in LA, but
right.
Yeah.
But when he bought that big one,
yeah, I think he's had that. Honestly, I don't know when he bought it, but I get what you're saying. So like in the same way that LeBron was attracted to there, he's attracted to New York. So it's like I don't know how true that is, but the Knicks definitely feel like they have a shot to sign him, and I don't think KD would turn a meeting down with them, especially after the comments he's made about his upcoming free agency.
Yeah. It seems just like this one of the greatest players. You know, I'm knocking KD a lot, but it just makes me so upset because he's so incredibly good.
Yeah.
But he's just so childish, and it doesn't match up to me. You know, you'd think that someone with that level of skill would have the balance, you know, in their head to figure out, it's like, okay, I shouldn't respond to this criticism. I shouldn't deal with this situation this way.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd be a bit more functional and not so standoffish, like I said.
Right, yeah.
Especially when you're one of the greatest. You've just won 2 championships, MVPs, Finals MVPs.
Yep.
Why are you still bitter?
Exactly. I mean, if I were him, I would go somewhere else. Like, the Warriors are always going to be Steph Curry's team as far as anybody's concerned. I don't know where else he would go, but I don't know, go team up with somebody else and try to win. I don't know.
Joins the Celtics.
Wow. That might be even weaker, man.
Dude, it would be.
Than joining the Warriors.
At that point, I just like throw everything that's in my hands at the same time and just like spin around in my swivel chair. Like, I'm done.
Bruh.
I'm fully done with the NBA.
Unreal. Nah, you should go play in like Washington or something. Go play in Portland where you should have been. All along. That would be cool.
That would be cool.
But, you know, that's all talk. Who knows what he's going to do? It just, what he's been saying just seems to point that he's going to leave. So, what have you seen from LeBron on the Lakers and how he's fit in and impacted the team?
As far as scoring, not amazing, but as far as their chemistry, I did not expect it to be as
it looks good,
electric.
doesn't it?
It is scary watching it.
Yeah, for real.
Whereas in the passes, just going inside and out, LeBron's, vision is even better somehow.
Yeah, what's weird is that they're actually running and pushing the offense at an extremely fast rate.
You see him pushing the tempo.
They didn't do that in Cleveland. Yeah. So I don't know.
But that's the thing. It's not his offense.
Yeah. It's just it's different to see him play that style. So, yeah. But I like it.
Right.
And and Brandon Ingram.
Yeah, Ingram's looking really good.
Benefiting so much from playing with LeBron.
Right. Yeah, and not just LeBron. The new pieces that are there, Rondo. Yeah. Even Lance Stevenson has looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He's being ridiculous even in preseason. But
yeah. I'm thinking the Lakers are going to be better than people are giving them credit for right now.
Right.
By the end of the season.
People think it's just kind of a bunch of scrap together teams and some newer players, but there's something there.
Yeah, they got blown out by the Nuggets, but it's preseason. LeBron only played like 15 minutes in that one of those games, but it doesn't matter. But Brandon Ingram looks really good.
Right. Didn't he have he was
leading scorer? 31 the other
night.
Yeah. Yeah. And he had a bunch of clutch plays and clutch shot after clutch shot.
Do you want to talk about the Hawks?
Yeah, I have Trae Young on here.
We were talking about him. It's funny because Alice couldn't find a stream for this one preseason game that we wanted to watch, but the only way I found it was on Twitter. On the Hawks Twitter, it was just a link.
Yeah.
And there was 300 people watching total, which isn't a lot.
It was 2,000 at one point.
Oh, well, I didn't check that.
I saw it was 2,000.
Right.
Maybe when you first clicked on it.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway,
it was hard to find. There was no commentary.
Yeah.
Every single play was replayed.
Yeah,
and would cover up 2 other plays.
Yes, dude. Oh my! It was so ragtag and painful to watch that stream. And the Hawks, Trae Young and John Collins, they look like they have great chemistry already. And
right.
It's only gonna get
Lob
stronger.
City 2.0. That's the hope.
Yeah, that's the hope. And Trae Young, his passing ability might be better than his shooting ability, if I'm being honest with you.
Right. He has great vision. He makes amazing passes.
He hasn't been shooting a whole lot in the preseason like he was in Summer League. I guess they kind of told him to chill on the half-court threes.
Right. They're like, you ain't stuff. And he's like, I want to be.
But, he can still shoot, of course. He kind of starts off slow, and then he has big second halves, which is weird. He's got to be. He's got to have it for the whole game.
Weird motor. He just kind of warm up.
He gets going, and then it's crazy. But the off the backboard assist to Collins for the dunk was
nasty.
dope. The Hawks are just so painful
That
to watch,
one.
man.
Did you ever see that one through the legs pass and then?
Yeah, I saw it.
Who was that? Who was that?
I think it was Bembry, DeAndre Bembry, who dunked it after that.
No.
Or Plumlee. It was Plumlee.
Yeah, it was Miles Plumlee.
It was Miles
And I was
Plumlee.
knocking him so hard last time, but he destroyed that one dude. Even their own bench, like the team that he dunked on, they were like,
Yeah, it was.
they were straight up shook. I hate using that word, but they felt some type of way about it. They're like, ooh.
Yeah, it was.
It was like a Blake Griffin.
Yeah, it was good. Trae Young is a great playmaker. He just has to work on the shooting efficiency, and I think he's going to be pretty good. I mean, his passing is just already really, really good. But the Hawks as a whole, it's just pain to watch them. Like, I only watch Trae Young.
Right.
But, like, watching them compared to, like, an actual good team, it's just like, oh.
Right, it hurts.
Slow as molasses.
Super slow.
It's like watching paint dry, except for when somebody does something cool. God, the offense isn't even an offense. And, you know, they got a first year head coach in Lloyd Pierce, so this is just going to be definitely a lottery team.
Most definitely. I want y'all to know, like, we know it's Hawks, but look up Hawks, like Warriors at Hawks.
Unbelievable ticket prices.
Oh my god!
Like for the Lakers, the Hawks, all the good teams, it's like $800 to even just get like mid-level seats. Like nosebleeds are still like $200-$300.
It's ridiculous.
It's wild. But you know the Hawks definitely want that ticket revenue. That's for sure.
Right.
But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, comment what you thought. Next one will be a little bit longer. We got to cut it short today, but
yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. Just subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, later, guys.
See ya.